Is a low carbohydrate diet good for you? Is the keto diet good for you? How long can you stay on a low carbohydrate diet? We have been brainwashed that carbohydrates make us fat. We've been brainwashed to stay away from carbs. But what is the deal with all this? I want to go dig deep into what are carbohydrates. How long can you be on a low carbohydrates diet? Does it do any harm to us? And what other options do we have? In my opinion, this is very short-sighted. But let's get into it. I hope you love this video because I'm going to go into so much detail about carbohydrates in this video. It's Mondays with Mihaela. That's right, me. Thank you so much for following me and my videos. I absolutely love and appreciate your support. I love it so much. Let's get into details today where we're going to talk about carbohydrates. Eating a low carbohydrate diet. What does that mean? But let's get into the first thing is newsflash. Carbohydrates are bad for us. Carbohydrates make us fat. In my opinion, this is very short-sighted, and I'm going to tell you why. I hope you listen to the end of the video because I've got so much detail in this video and I've done so much research just for you so I can get to the bottom of it so you can find out if a low carbohydrate is right for you. So to answer the first question is we need to know what are carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are one of the three macros. So you have your proteins, you have your fats, and then you have your carbohydrates. And these are important for everyday living and optimum health. We need to have all three in our diet to have optimal health. So the body cannot produce these macronutrients, so they are vital for us to eat. So the name comes from a chemical name, which is a carbon, a hydrogen, and an oxygen. So all carbohydrates have them three: carbon, hydrogen, and an oxygen in it. So 1 gram of carbohydrates equals 4 calories if you are calorie counting. The most important thing is to understand that there are two types of carbohydrates. You have the simple carbohydrates and then you have complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates are the ones that we're told to stay away from. The reason is because these spike our blood glucose level like crazy immediately. However, this can be really good for some individuals. Simple carbohydrates can be good for some individuals if they need quick energy and goes through our system really fast. On the other side, we have complex carbohydrates. These have usually a lot of fiber in them, which is absolutely amazing for our gut. But on the other side, what complex carbohydrates do is they take a lot longer to process through our digestive system, which means we feel fuller for longer. So this could be bad and good for individuals. Usually, we're told to eat a lot more of the complex carbohydrates compared to the simple carbohydrates. So now the question is low carb good? What do you think? You've probably been on a low carb diet before. I have. I've been on a low carb diet before. You probably know people who've been on a low carb diet and have had amazing results. So the thing is low carbohydrates diet, I'm not against them. I use them myself and I've used them on other people before, but there is a reason why I have used them. Long-term low carbohydrate diet are very dangerous for our body. They mess with our metabolic system. They mess with our mind. They mess with our gut microbe. Long-term, they are not sustainable for optimum health. And this is key for you to understand. I know this video is going to be controversial, but I want you to listen till the end. I want you to understand why I believe this, but not only I, but also the research that comes with it. So if you look online anywhere, it will say, do not touch carbohydrates, eat 50 grams of lesser carbohydrates because they are bad for us. But do they say why they're bad? I mean, when you look at it, why would you exclude one whole macronutrient out of your diet? Why would you do that? to exclude either a protein, a fat, or carbohydrates completely out of your diet for long term. What are the benefits? What are the long-term effects of it? Think about it. Have you done any research on that? Do you know? Has your trainer told you? Or has your personal doctor or whoever you're working with, have they told you the benefits and the negatives about it? Because if they have, and you're faced with that information and you've made that choice, that is all good. But I want you to have that information in front of you. Following a long-term carbohydrate low diet has huge metabolic issues, digestion issues. It just impacts our gut microbe dramatically in a negative effect. Because what you have to understand is the complex carbohydrates are filled with fiber. Fiber is essential for our gut. It is essential for our gut. Absolutely essential, if I can say it again. But the key is bio-individuality is key. It is key to understand your individual body. Whoever's working with you, they need to understand your body, how it works. So what we're going to go into is, are you on a low carbohydrate diet because you're not burning fat? Well, the question is, why are you not burning fat? Why are you not burning it? So what I want you to think about is when you wake up, if your fasting glucose level is high, there's an issue there. There's an issue there because you may not be burning fat because of that reason. If your blood glucose level is high in the morning, it means your insulin is high in the morning, which means you cannot burn fat. So is that the reason why you're not burning fat? Is that the reason, or are there any other reasons why? I want to get to the root cause of why you are on a low carbohydrate diet. So the body ability to let go of glucose into your cells is vital and key. And this is what I'm talking about with your insulin levels. So your body needs to be able to allow glucose to go into your cells so you have the energy that you need. So to look into research, let's look into the research study that I looked at. There it is. So it looked at weight loss specifically because most people that I know are on a low carb diet to lose weight. So this study was so interesting. So the study looked at the effects of a healthy low fat and a healthy low carbohydrate diet on weight loss. Okay, the randomized clinical trial included 609 adults between 18 and 50 years old. They were randomized for 12 months either on a healthy low carbohydrate diet or a healthy low fat diet. And the main goal was weight loss. Now the results are so interesting. So in this 12 months weight loss study, there was no significant difference in weight change between a healthy low-fat diet versus a healthy low-carbohydrate diet. And neither genotype patterns nor baseline insulin secretion was associated with dietary weight loss. So both individuals lost an average between, I think it was 5.3 and 6 kilos. So they all had a result of weight loss. So the issue is you shouldn't be on a low-fat diet or a low-carbohydrate diet. But essentially, they will get you the same result. So if you cut down on any of those macronutrients, you will get the weight loss. But this didn't look at if it caused any metabolic factors in that journey. This just looked at weight loss, which is a downfall in these studies that I believe, because we look at the root cause. I strongly believe that you need to work on your metabolism and your cell membrane. Okay, you need to work on your metabolism and your cell membrane to fix any of the issues that you may be on a low carbohydrate diet for. That is the key issue. Cells take 3 to 4 months to repair. So if you lose weight dramatically, you ain't going to keep it off because your cells take 3 to 4 months to change over and repair themselves. And cell repair is key for optimum health. But I can totally make another video on cell repair, but let's look at, so one of the key things that I look at is digestion. Why? Because a lot of people go on a low carbohydrate diet because they get because they get bloated, they have fatigue, they just don't feel well. So my question is, if you're having any of those, we need to look at your digestion. How is your digestion going? Are you bloating up when you're eating carbohydrates? Are you feeling fatigued when you're eating carbohydrates? Or headaches, are you getting any of them? Because if you're getting any of them, going on a low carbohydrate diet is not the key thing to do to resolve this issue. To resolve this issue, you need to look at your digestion. That is key. So look, it may be true. It may be true that carbohydrates may be bloating you. It may be true that you may be getting fatigue from carbohydrates. I'm not saying any of that, but that does not mean that it is normal. It is not normal. So what I'm here to do is I'm here to make sure that your digestion is at an optimum level, so you are able to have those carbohydrates without the bloating. So this does not mean stay away from them, because we need these macronutrients in our diet to have optimum health. When you look at all the blue regions, all those regions that have people who live over 100, they eat carbohydrates every single day because their digestion is on point. How is your digestion? So we need to look at something is going wrong in your gut. Do you have parasites? Do you have bacteria? Do you have an overgrowth of this bacterial or fungal infection that is causing the bloating, that's causing the fatigue when you eat carbohydrates? Because these bugs love to eat carbohydrates. So what happens is they bloat you, they make you, they let off this gas, these toxins to make you feel foggy and lightheaded and have a headache. Is that the issue? What is going on in your gut? And that is what I like to question, not let's get on a low carbohydrate diet to fix it. Because when you start eating those carbohydrates again, you're going to have exactly the same symptoms. I'm not here to eliminate carbohydrates for a long time because it causes havoc on your body. It causes havoc on your gut, on your microbiome. I'm here to get into the root cause and figure out why you are getting those symptoms when you eat those carbohydrates. Because carbohydrates are healthy for us. They create those prebiotics to feed our gut microbe, to have great brain function, to have great immune system. We need this to function. Because you know what? Because most of the foods that are anti-cancer, that are anti-inflammation, that are amazing for our gut, they're all carbohydrates. And if you are going on a diet that makes you eat anti-cancer food, there is something wrong with that diet. Because look, in the short term, it may assist, but long term, no. Long term, it's going to cause so many issues for you. Okay, so if you are getting fatigued after meals, what does that mean? It may mean that you are going through your food quickly, which means you're getting a huge sugar spike like that, which also means you're getting a crash. So you're getting fatigued. And that may mean because you're eating a lot of simple carbohydrate meals. So that may be an issue if you are getting fatigued. So make sure that you have enough fat, protein and fiber in your meals, and you will not get that fatigue. So the key may be to look at your diet and not to cut out carbohydrates. So another issue may be that you actually have weak digestion. And what I mean by that is you're not creating enough HCl in your gut to break down the food, which is making you fatigued. That may be another issue that you may be having. So that's looking at eating cooked versus raw meals. If you're having too many raw meals, you actually may be getting more fatigue than having cooked meals. So we may look at eating some foods that are easily digestible for your body for a certain amount of time while we build up your HCl. So these are all strategies that we can do instead of cutting out carbohydrates out of your diet. So we need to look at deep down into the issue. Are you having too many processed carbohydrates, which are giving you that sugar spike, and not enough complex carbohydrates, which are feeding your gut bacteria? Are you not eating enough fat and protein and carbohydrates in the same meal to balance it all up? Is the issue low stomach acid? Do you not have enough low stomach acid? Is the issue SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, either fungal or bacterial, or you might have a parasite? Is that the issue? Is the issue that you're too much into sympathetic instead of parasympathetic mode, where your body is always go, go, go? Or 5, is the issue that you have insulin resistant? There are so many issues that you may be having issues with digesting carbohydrates. So the key is not to just cut them out. Because carbs are not the enemy. Carbohydrates are not our enemy. They are here to feed us and fuel us. The question is, are you eating enough vegetables? Are you eating enough fruits? and lowering your processed food. Because the thing is, if we're eating enough vegetables and fruits, no matter the carbohydrates, protein, and fats, if we're having those anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory foods, we are feeding our body, we are feeding our cells. And that is the key. The key is not to go on a low carbohydrate diet for years, for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years. The key is to understand why you're unable to digest your carbohydrates, get to the root cause, and feed your body for optimum health. Fix the root cause. Fix the root cause that you're having with these carbohydrates. Don't just cover it up by removing them out of your diet. I hope you found this video absolutely amazing. Love, share, like. Do what you do best. If you know someone who has been on a low carbohydrate diet for a long time, share this video with them. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Have you been on a low carbohydrate diet before? Let me know. I would love to know. Till next Monday, love you.